Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Style and City Diaries.
Brought to you by your favourite and fabulous cousins, Prinny Ray.
And Amber Lay.
Yes!
Welcome back to the party show.
Party show.
We've got a really special guest with us.
Yes, we
Like,
do.
very special.
Oh my God.
Her name is Denice.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Had to do it.
Look, she is honestly, you're about to find out, but she's so funny.
Oh.
And I know people say that, like, oh, this person's so funny. And then you're like 10 minutes into the episode, like, where's the laughs? But no.
No, but literally. And I feel like it's about time we had you on. Do you know what I mean?
And if you're an OG, like, Prinny and Amber follower, you will remember her from... What the fuck is that show called? What do we call it? Styling Challenge.
Styling Challenge.
Yes.
That was so good.
I don't even remember the music. Oh yeah,
It was really good.
That was. You know what? We need to find a way to run
was
that back
so
because that was
much
so
fun.
good.
Literally.
Like, if you don't know, we, when we were getting in our sustainable handbag, we did a styling challenge and we had to, like, style people. Well,
In collaboration with Oxfam.
Yeah, in collaboration with Oxfam. And we went and we had to, like, pick stuff and then we showed them to the guests and then they had to, like, choose their favourite outfit. And I think my outfit.
I think so. Was it the leather
trousers?
trousers?
Yeah. My outfit won.
That was fun.
That was so much fun.
But anyway, so much has happened since then. How are you?
I'm good. You know, just living life, you know, just out here, you know, or whatever. They're most probably wondering why I'm here, but, you know, it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month, guys.
Yes.
We're here to do some education.
Yes.
Always. And we always say, like, it's you guys' podcast, listen. And one of you actually DM'd us, like, a couple of weeks ago and was like, oh, you know, Sickle Cell Awareness Month, you should read. And because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have my light bulb brain on.
I love
didn't.
that, though.
And I was like, you know what? Don't worry. I know the person. I know the person. Don't worry about it.
Oh, shout out to that subscriber because, I feel like it's one of those diseases that, well, it's a hidden disease. And I feel like it's one of those things that, like, it's a bit if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But it really shouldn't be because it affects a lot of people. So, but yeah, I feel like it's nice to know that people are interested. People want to, like, hear people talk about it. Like, I mean, I am by no means your sickle cell influencer, but I have it. So I can talk to you about it. And, like, I love, like, speaking to my friends about it. So that's why I'm here.
I think as well because, like, loads of people just don't know or like don't understand fully. I think I was one of those people before, like, I just didn't get it. I was just like, I don't really I get it some points and then I just don't understand. I did my research.
Okay, I love that.
I did my research and read and now it makes sense to me. Are we diving straight in? Like, is that what we're doing here?
Yeah. Should we dive straight in? Or should
it's up to you, ladies. I'm in your house. Hello.
Okay. You know, I actually want to give this, like, really serious attention.
Yeah.
So I feel like let's just get all the jokes and giggles.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, like, over the weekend, you were in Milan.
Period.
During Fashion Week.
Yeah, I was invited.
Talk about it.
Absolutely wasn't. Definitely didn't.
Did you
even
know? Did you even know?
I didn't know it was Fashion Week.
That's
like,
so
literally, we had no idea until we got to, like, main Milan, and I think we went past the Armani Hotel, I think it was that, and there were just crowds, like, you know, like old school, like, these people are waiting, and we were thinking, what's going on here? Like, Kendall Jenner.
Y'all for me?
You saw Kendall?
Kendall Jenner. And I was like, there was no way we were ever gonna, like, we were literally just passing, and I was just like, okay, sure, that's interesting. She's a model, so of course, Milan. Why wouldn't she be here? Then we went down the road more, and then we were at, like, the Bali store. Again, crowds, and we were thinking, who's in there now? And then my boyfriend, he just went on Twitter, obviously, and it was like one of the BTS singers. Like, he had been in there, so that all the crowds out there.
So that's the K-pop.
Yeah. He, one of them were in there shopping, and, like, it was just people taking pictures, and I was just like, okay.
I feel like the celebrity fanfare is still very much present in, like, continental Europe. I feel
absolutely.
like in London, we're just, like, over it. You don't
we're
really get
haters, bro.
Yeah.
You don't get much of the hype, but
No,
out there
for real.
it's like do or die.
But do you know what it is? I think because I was talking about it, and I think it's because London's quite big in comparison to like Milan, Paris.
Right.
Like, where is going to be hot in terms of where you want to stay? It's all in one hub, central hub. Whereas in London, it's like there's a show down there, there's a show down there, there's a show. Like, and as you said, like, I don't feel like we're into the fanfare like that, but like it was like buzzing. Like I felt like, oh, okay, like something's happening. And then the day after, we were going to like the Duomo, the famous cathedral thingy, and we saw like the martini like sign, and like it was just all red. Like I could see like red carpet, blah blah blah. And we asked our cab driver, who people in Milan don't like to speak a lot of English. You better learn your Italian. They literally, we were like, we are so British. We were like, do you understand English? Like, and I was just like, why am I being that British person?
Not even a little chow.
No, we tried a little Bella and Buongiorno and that, but it was like, yeah. But we asked, we were like, oh, who's gonna be in there? And he was like, oh, Dolce and Gabbana. And I was like, Dolce and Gabbana. I was like,
I love how he knew though.
Yeah, because they all know what's going on there. But it's like, I was just like, so Kim, is she gonna be here? And he was like, yeah, you know, Milan is like this. He was just basically saying, yeah, like this is
every day.
This is real life.
Like, get it together.
But yeah, it was
I
nice.
love that.
So,
I heard a little tea about the Dolce and Gabbana show that Kylie was almost an hour late, and they held up the show.
Did they?
For her, yeah. And some people literally like left because it's like, hello, like got places.
Like she's not even the queen that one waiting 1 hour. Like,
really?
come on.
Mad, yeah. And there's like a video of her like walking in, like being sat, and it's like,
that's
girl,
so awkward.
Yeah.
And we saw when we, because you know in Milan they have the big cathedral, and then so that whole courtyard part is like buzzing with people. And the night before, when I just couldn't sleep, I was on like Snapchat looking, and I saw Halle Bailey and DDG were there. And obviously he had like posted like being in Milan or whatever. And like we were walking through and we saw this guy in like, he was like hoodie up, like mask, black. And I was like, that's so DDG. Like, it's so obvious. Oh. And then my partner was like, yo, DDG. And he was like, and I was like, then I literally I went on Snapchat straight away. I went on Snapchat straight away, and he literally had just posted like himself on the bike. So I think he just like wanted to experience like, I don't know, but I was just
being
thinking,
free a little bit.
Yeah, I was just thinking, where's Halle?
But I mean, to be fair, like, he's not going to get spotted that much in Milan compared
That's what
to like a London.
I'm not going to lie. I thought to myself,
I don't even know who
he
he
is.
is.
He doesn't need to
you don't need to be all hooded up. Like, I mean, you're lucky. Like, one person out of how many of us. Like,
to be fair, he's probably gassed. He's like,
literally. I was thinking, is he going to post about us? Because like we're the only people that recognise him.
Do we believe the rumours?
That she's pregnant?
I think she's pregnant.
I mean, the outfits are not helping her.
Because if I wasn't pregnant, I would just post in a bikini and be like, guys.
But for a celebrity as well, that's so easy to do because she most probably has so much like stock content that she could just quell the rumours easily. But
maybe she's enjoying it though.
I think she's preggo, and it's all right. I mean, who's decided that they shouldn't be together? Twitter.
There was the look that she wore to the D&G show, you know, the yellow dress.
Yes, yeah.
And everyone was making jokes like, sis said, but they posted pictures and people were in the comments like, that Photoshop is so obvious. Look at the arm, it's bending.
But I just don't think it's the big deal that they're together. Like they look like cute.
Twitter.
He's a YouTuber.
Oh.
And a rapper.
Oh, like a rapper after being a YouTuber.
Or
it's giving,
it's giving. Don't know. You'll see.
I
don't know.
What do you do? I think because the Twitter girlies and boysies were just annoyed because like his lack of support or like the things he was saying about her during like the run for like the Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
And he was just not being that supportive boy. He was saying some questionable things.
Didn't he have like a burner account? He was like cussing around a burner.
Yeah.
Really?
Like something weird like that.
Oh,
What's
no.
my girl's Kiki
Palmer's baby dad.
Like doing a weird thing like that.
Giving bad vibes. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever.
But I just feel like, don't get pregnant now.
But
you're in the midst. Come on,
Amber. She is rich. Her having a baby right now don't mean nothing. Because if you think about it, getting pregnant young or like whatever, it's because your life is going to change. Her life is going to change for like what? 9 to 12 months. And then she has enough like facilities that, look at Kylie. Hasn't she got like 3? And she's like 10.
No, but I also think
she's actually my age. She would have been in my year at school.
I'm crying. She's a baby. But I think we need to challenge that view. Like I saw something on Instagram, this artist that is pregnant, and my instant reaction was like, oh God, like girl, like you haven't even really like done the things. And I stopped myself and I was like, you know what? A baby doesn't stop your life. Like in this day and age, we need to stop.
Not at all.
It's quite like that misogynistic view that like you're a mum and your life's over, and it's like it shouldn't be like that, because if a guy was like, I'm standing at the baby shower on the Burberry tea, his life is still going on. After, some of them have 6 kids. And they're still outside making it happen. So I really had to challenge myself on that. Like, let me not.
I think it's just, it's a situation where you have to look at your life and just, yes, babies do change things, but they don't have to. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's just really isn't. It shouldn't be anyway.
Yeah.
So,
it shouldn't be.
I really feel like I think I'm said misogynist.
No, she's like, you're having a baby.
I'm
your
like,
life is over.
I'm like, oh my God.
Is it me?
Why
Am I
would
the
you
drama?
do that? Yeah, like, am I the drama? Like, why? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, who said it? Davido, in this life, have money. She has it. She'll be fine. Because he's even got money as well.
Compare myself. If I had a baby right now.
Right. Right. I can't even look after my phone, let alone a child. Please.
No, it's
my phone's mashed up right now.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's about, those people.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe we should go to Milan Fashion
No,
Week
I
next
literally
time.
was just thinking that I actually want to do the whole like from London, go to Milan and then go to Paris.
No, I think like...
Is Paris next week?
Paris isn't like
Oh,
now,
yeah, you guys would love it. Like, I feel like, for me personally, I feel like Milan is one of those cities that something has to be going on. No shade, like Italians don't come for me. But I just kind of feel like when I compare it to Paris, because I went to Paris last year, not during Fashion Week, I wasn't invited, rude. But like, if you go to Paris, like there's so much to do. Yeah. Whereas I feel like if we didn't go to Milan during Milan Fashion Week,
something to do.
It's a bit like, okay, after
it's
this
like
cathedral.
a one-day situation.
Yes, like...
I went there for my birthday a couple of years ago, and we were there for like 3 days max. And by day 1, I was like...
What do I do?
All right, I've done the shopping thing, and
listen,
what?
The shopping thing though, guys. Can I tell you? I was peer pressured by the city.
Oh,
I was peer pressured by
did
the
you
city.
Get?
I got Prada sunglasses.
Love.
Go on, give
which
us
one?
To be fair,
give us a little preview. Yeah, honey.
Literally. So like,
love with the nails.
The thing is, I have been pre-ing these sunglasses for a minute. Like I was like, I like them. This is just so expensive. I like them. So expensive. Then we went. It was something about the city.
Yeah. The fashion.
And when you're on holiday, money's not real.
It's not real. Girl math. It's not.
What I spend outside of the country has nothing to do with me.
No.
Literally. But that being said, the girl math did come in a little bit.
Refund.
Because you got the tax refund. So when the guy was explaining it to me, because he was like, listen, it's this amount in euros. And I was like, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, but you guys are from London, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, go on we went on the Prada Selfridges website, and it was like the same price in pounds. So it was like, once we then get the tax rebate, it's like £100 off. So I was like, bargain.
Girl math.
Yeah, girl math.
No, that's
girl math.
Out in the airport. And
So we did all of that. And I was just like, you know what?
I like the sound of that.
It makes sense. Like, I mean, #Brexit. You know what I mean? Like, what's that? It works for shopping. But it was definitely like just being in the store. Because they even, that one that we went to is like one of the first few that were opened by the family. So I'm in there thinking,
getting the history.
I'm getting the history, and I'm thinking, And I was looking at them, looking at me, and I could feel like they didn't
giving you the
think I was
treatment?
gonna. I feel like they thought I wasn't gonna buy anything.
Yeah.
So
So
I
now
was
you're
like,
pressured. You have to buy.
I was
it.
like, but now you want me to buy it because this is all what's going in my head. They most obviously didn't care about anything, and I was just like, yeah, like I think I'm gonna take it, and I was just literally fuming at myself. But love them, and they're like a memento of the moment.
Yeah, and also designer sunglasses. They're a collectible,
right?
item.
Yeah. And I literally said to myself, if I hate them and I get to London and the girl math like expires, I was like, because of the type of item it is, I could sell that on.
Yeah.
So like, hello, anybody else want these?
Yeah,
So
easily.
I'm wearing my mother's Chanel sunglasses that she was wearing before she even thought to have me. Save them. She's even got little baby Armani ones. I don't know whose size head they're for, because it ain't for mine. But like, even if you're not gonna wear them, they're gonna come back round, and your little girl or boy is gonna be like, "Yo, look at me." Right. That's what I'm like. I'm like, look at my Chanels.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like literally, that's because we went into Fendi at first. Fendi, I didn't really like their V-Bay, so we were like, firstly, we had to stand outside and queue.
I just deep the V-Bay.
Yeah, V-Bay. Their vibe.
I
didn't really like it, so.
No.
I was like, this is a word I don't know.
No, I was like, is that a type of sunglass? I don't know.
I was like, I didn't get it. I was like, it's in the new collection.
I didn't like their vibe because like there were people in the store and then they were like making us queue outside and they were doing it in the whole like, oh, we're holding the door open for you. So we were like, okay, sure. And then people were leaving, but they weren't letting us back in. And I was like, you're getting me mad up in this place. Anyway, entered and I had these actually your Fendi earrings. I was like, I want to get these. Had them in mind. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, how much are these, blah, blah. She was just like, you know, when the vibe is just very much like, I'm not trying to help you. So I was like, well, you're not going to get your commission from me. Yeah, and I left. And then I walked into Prada and bought something more expensive.
It happens.
So we moved.
It was meant to be. You was meant to get those sunnies.
Exactly.
You know?
And yeah. Vintage memento.
Exactly.
It's fine.
So
nice. Memories. These are the things I have to say to get myself through it.
I'm just so obsessed with you being there during Fashion Week. That's just so.
Like,
and not
what are the chances?
And not knowing is just the most iconic part.
What are the chances?
And you look good as well. The looks were really like. She said high fashion.
I said, listen, I have to. Do you know what it is? I don't want to get all, social injustice, but I just feel like they were looking at us like, who are these aliens of black people? Because I feel like it's very obvious to tell, like, in London, it's very multicultural. So, like, the black people, like, we kind of assimilate, like, we look like we should be there. But I kind of felt in Milan, it was very much like they were looking at us like, oh, who are these? Because when I would see other black people that lived in Milan, they're obviously not of, like, a certain status or whatever, for whatever reason. And I was just like, you people are not going to stunt on me. I'm from London, baby. Okay? I'm going to be outside and you guys are going to know it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
A bit, I don't want to say the word, but it's
we know what the
word. Yeah, it's giving. Yeah. I think that was actually my take when I went last time. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. The only thing that would take me there is just like the Fashion Week,
the fashion
then
shopping.
Again, they're probably still gonna like elbow me
right
away.
It's just so sad because I love Italian food. Like, it's my favorite cuisine.
Yeah.
And I've been Florence and I've been, where did I go? Sorrento.
Like
nice.
Yeah.
And I experienced a little bit in Sorrento, but it's just like, now I'm scared to go to like, not at Sorrento, in Florence, but I'm scared to go to the bigger cities now because it's like, it's always in the bigger cities.
But I think, do you know what it is? I think it's definitely still worth going. Like, it wasn't overwhelming. I think it's more, sometimes it's more of a feeling versus the reality. I think it's more of like
not that like we're walking with like a chip on our shoulder, but it's like that look, what?
Yeah. But
and I think sometimes as well we can confuse with
true. Yeah, because it might just be like, oh, nice, or we're like,
that was the peer pressure that got me because I was trying to figure out which one it was.
Right.
But I was like, okay, just thought on the negative side. I was like, well, I'm gonna show
you
you guys. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's so crazy the dynamics that goes into that. But I want to know, like, in terms of the things that you wore, like, where are you shopping these days?
Where? So
like,
actually, funnily enough, I made a few Zara purchases before, and me and Zara were not brethrens, like, because those sizes are strange. But like, I never shop online on Zara, so. Before we went, I had to do some returns or whatever. Because I'm lying. So I bought something from Zara online and tried it on, hated it. And I was like, what's going on here? This is scary. So I had to go back into store to return it because I wanted my money ASAP. And I picked up like this nice like blue shrilled midi, which was really nice. And I think there's something with shopping in store sometimes that just is different. And I got, what else did I get from
Which Zara store do you usually go to?
So I went to the one like in Bromley, so that's quite a big one there.
That
so,
one is huge.
Yeah.
That shopping centre is what. So one of my first big girl jobs was actually round the corner from Bromley Station.
Oh, okay.
And when I discovered that shopping centre,
it's massive.
It's huge.
Huge.
What's it?
You're getting it.
It's huge.
What's it called? Vive. No, the shopping.
Oh. What is the shopping centre? The Glades.
The Glade. Yes.
Okay.
And it's so clean.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. Like you feel like you're in the
clean and spacious. It's giving blue water.
Yes, it is. It's very akin to that. Yeah. So we went there, and I got that blue midi, which was nice, fit well, and then I got like a like this buttery like this was a bodycon. Yeah, I guess it is a bodycon. Like brand. I didn't wear that in Milan, but I'm going to wear it. But yeah, so shopping at Zara, I guess I can add that, but I mean it's very hit and miss. Who else was on my I wore women's wear to the airport as per, gotta be. Hashtag black owned. Hashtag support black businesses. Hashtag women owned. Period. Hashtag my friends are lit. Sorry. Then what else? I wore cuckoo. Hashtag black owned. I love it. Like,
what did you wear? The two-piece?
Yeah, I wore the black. That was my last outfit. Slapped on some Fenty MVP. Got to. That red. Glorious. Those were my main outfits, I think. Oh, and I got the the PLT swishy dress. It's in green. Like a lot of girls have been wearing it. Okay, I'm
not well versed in the
space. But that as well. So yeah, just a few little fits. Do you know what I mean?
It gave.
Have you got anything you got your eye on at the moment? It could be a designer, right?
Well. Now the Pradas are off the list. I feel like now it's like, oh, what would be my next like designer purchase?
What would be like your big boy?
I would love to get like a the money. I would like to get like a Chanel like cutie little.
But she went straight.
I said that.
Prada,
Chanel. Yeah. No, I absolutely meant it because I wanted Fendi and I like Fendi, but just how I felt there, I was just like, because the earrings were on my list of things that I want, but no.
They are very hard to come by at the moment.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, they're not really stocking.
A collector's item, is it?
Oh,
a little
sorry. Well, there you go. Not getting them.
What else? Like it's not online in the store. It's hidden.
Oh,
have to go in and ask for it.
Well, yeah, wow. they were on my list. And also, what are these? They're trainers. So still on what you were asking. I don't know who they are, but they're like olive. And like Molly May's got them.
That is a
the
really
description
great. Wait a minute.
They're like I think they're dunks as well. They're like
olive
dunks, olive. Grey, beige.
Cool.
They're really cute.
Love.
I want them. I think yeah. I want them.
She can't want them that bad. Do you know where to find them?
Don't know where to find them. Don't know what they're called, but I want them.
Google picture search something.
Oh yeah, where you pick it from the picture and then you put it into Google. Yeah.
Google, but give me my money.
All I know is that one.
They're free ads, bro. What the hell?
I love.
Okay, Stan. Sorry, can we just quickly? Have you got anything on your wish list? We haven't done a quick
you know what I got a lot of things on my wish list. I'm actually really digging like like silver metallic bags are like
Yeah.
they're coming
yeah.
in. There's a really, really nice coach. The coach.
I think
from
I know what you're talking about.
I
know
want to
what
get
you're talking about.
the shoes for it. Yeah.
I've actually got a little folder
Oh, wow,
screenshot.
here
It's
we
called
go.
Wish List. So
She's so
yeah,
good.
and the Jacquemus one as well. It's called Le
Yeah, it's
Bisou
nice.
Perlé.
Oh,
That one's really nice.
She's cute.
Yeah, a lot of bags, and a lot of bags.
Yeah.
That's me. How about you?
So I don't know why I asked that question because I don't even fucking know what I've got in mind. Okay.
You can have a think.
I don't know. I have a think, and
if it comes to mind, then
circle back.
All right, cool.
Anyway.
Talking about circling back,
Okay.
let's circle back.
Oh, not me giving you a whole in.
So you mentioned obviously like you enjoy talking about sickle cell because it's something that you experience and you want to educate. And because you're obviously like, you're a down to earth girly and you can really communicate things in like layman terms. So for anyone that's listening that doesn't know about it or understand it, how would you best explain what it is?
Right. So, disclaimer, I would Google this. But yeah, let's just go from here. So sickle cell is a hereditary disease. So to give a bit of a live example, my parents both have the sickle cell trait, and my older sister, she doesn't have the disease. She doesn't have anything. My middle sister has the disease and I have the disease. Oh, wow. So it's to do with the hemoglobin. So your guys' red blood cells are like circular, but with people that have sickle cell, their red blood cells are sickled, so like a crescent moon almost.
Sorry, in fashion terms, it's that brand.
That you got. Yeah,
That's the shape.
That's the
in
shape.
Fashion terms.
Yeah. We got to make it make
fashion meets science.
Yeah, literally, it's what it works. It makes sense. So that's exactly what it is. So obviously that affects like the oxygen that gets to your blood and throughout your body, and like with sickle cell, it basically can affect you in like so many different ways. Like a lot of people, I always say it affects everyone differently. So like, there's no look, even though people say, oh, you don't have the sickle cell look. And it's like, what? Because I don't have yellow eyes. Okay, cool. But did you know that's jaundice? Like, hello, like let's be BFFR.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
No, it is a thing. Or like people like are really skinny, but like it's a lot of the times it's like the symptoms of what can happen with sickle cell is what causes a look, let's say. Right. Yeah, I don't think I'm explaining it the best way, but essentially it's a hereditary blood disease. That's the overarching fact, and it affects the majority of people in black and brown. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Over to you.
Go on, over to you.
So I would also like to add to the dictionary description.
Go for it, because
so what makes a difference to the circles to the crest is that the way it travels through your bloodstream.
Exactly.
So then ours like kind of travel through smoothly, whereas yours, because of the shape, can get
exactly.
Yeah, right,
that's absolutely. Check you out, research.
research.
So that's where, when that happens, that's what can affect and cause a crisis. So with that, it can, when it's passing through your body, it can get stuck in like your elbow, your wrist, like mostly like joints, like your chest, like anywhere that blood flows, essentially, it can cause a crisis. And that's when like, people can be in hospital from like 5 days to 5 months. Like it's vast. And yeah.
And what does that crisis in terms of like symptoms, like physical experience, what does that look like?
So, so the last time I had a crisis was when I went to Santorini in April. And
she said, I'm a traveller.
Listen, we were all right, baby. So we went there for a holiday, and like everybody has different types of triggers. So I think for me, like one of my triggers for that particular crisis was the weather changing. So like in the UK, it was a bit weird. Then we went to Santorini when it was like super hot, but then the last day it was like really cold, and it was like wind and everything like that. And what happened with me is that like I started to get like really bad like chest pains, and it's like it kind of starts off, so like I wake up in pain most days, but then by a certain point I've learnt to like, oh, by like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that pain will start to ease. So I know that it's not going to turn into a major crisis. So there's like mild, medium, and major crises that you can have. And that time, I was just like, it got to like midday and I was like, still feeling a bit wazoo. What's going on here? And I was like, traveling. We said the giggles are going to come. The giggles are going to come.
I'm trying to be serious here.
No, but I just was like, that's how I was feeling. I was just like, this has not gone down. Hate that for me. And then as we were traveling and it just, the pain basically, what's the word? Not climax. That's pause.
It's getting
like,
worse.
Yeah, like it starts getting worse. There's a better word. Crescendo. There's a better word for it. You know what I mean? One of them. Yeah. It just gets progressively worse. Increases over time. And then that's when you kind of know, okay, I need to go to hospital because there is no cure for sickle cell. Yeah. It's not like this can happen. Like some people get like blood transfusions. A lot of people need that. So hashtag go and give blood if you can. Some people get blood transfusions. A lot of it's pain management. Mm-hmm. And because I had gone on holiday and I've never experienced having a crisis on holiday, I like didn't bring my pain medication. Sorry, naughty. That was bad of me. But so I didn't have anything to kind of prepare for the situation. So I had to take a 4-hour flight in excruciating pain because by the time we got on the flight it was just like, this is peak, like I need to go to hospital. And
and I'm sure like the what's it called,
altitude.
Like...
of course, because the lack of oxygen up there anyway, it was so scary. Like I genuinely thought, like in terms of like all the crises that I've had over my life, that was like the worst one I've ever had. And it's like going to Milan, so that was the next time that I traveled, like I was just like to my boyfriend, I was like, I'm actually getting a bit of PTSD from like even traveling because like the last time we were in this airport, I was like, thinking I'm about to have the best holiday ever, not knowing it's going to end in me like in hospital. So like it kind of feels like, to go back to your question, it kind of feels like, I don't like little needles like constantly jabbing at you all the time and like not knowing when it's going to end and having to be comfortable in the pain because it can get worse. It never quiets until you like get pain medication basically. So
and that pain is essentially, is it just the blood cells moving through that area?
I don't know what it is. I think it's them being blocked in that area. I don't actually know, because I know that when I was younger and I had a crisis, this is when I guess there wasn't a lot of like people didn't know and stuff like that. Like if you take like an x-ray of somebody who's having a crisis and look at their blood flow, it will look like they've had a blood clot.
Right.
So I remember when I was young, there was one time where I had it in my ankle. I was having a crisis in my ankle and I was still trying to go to the club and my dad yanked me out of that place real quick. But we went to A&E, and then because like, you tell that sometimes, now it's changed a lot. Let me put that out as a disclaimer. Like now you can't leave a person with sickle cell in A&E for longer than like 10 minutes or something like that. So that's changed. But when I was younger, that wasn't the case. And I remember they like did an x-ray on me and they were like, oh yeah, she's got a blood clot. And then obviously now I'm thinking, oh my God, I got a blood clot on top of the fact that I've got sickle cell. But it was like, no, that's just a miscommunication because they didn't recognize what was happening in my blood to be a crisis at the time. But it feels like shit.
Shit.
Yeah, for a lack of a better like description, it's just excruciating pain.
Obviously you said like it's like you can't cure it, it's just it is what it is. Yeah. So then when you go to the hospital, do they simply just give you pain medication? Yeah, so literally. It's just there for like safety precautions.
Yeah, right? So basically a lot of the hard stuff you can't get that like over the counter. So like oxycodone, morphine, like that's
like Oxycontin,
like
Oxycodone.
I watched that. Did you watch? I watched that documentary, and I was like, if they gave me that
could be me.
I'd be outside. Like I would be.
No, you turned into a
like, but yeah. So they get that stuff. They can't just give it to you, which, you know, it would be nice because I guess I wouldn't have to go to hospital for X amount of time and go through all of that trauma. But like, yeah, it's literally they give you pain management for however long. They give you like antibiotics so you don't catch any like any additional infections, because that's another trigger. So like infections a trigger, weather change is a trigger. What else can be a trigger? Like stress, which I didn't know could be a trigger. Like stress is a trigger.
Stress affects the body like
crazy
amounts. Like for like just sorry.
What's going on? All right.
No, when you seen that, I didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Oh my god, sorry." I was like, "Oh my god, what is going on?"
Animal alert.
Yeah, stress like causes mad stuff in just like anyway. So
yeah,
I can imagine.
but I think it's funny because, as I said, like sickle cell kind of presents differently in everyone, and I think when I was younger, I really thought like, yeah, I know how this works. Like, I don't crisis all the time. Like, I'm not, you know, one of those. Like, I literally, when I was younger, I crisis like maybe once every 2 years, and that's like really lucky, like really, really lucky. And then there was a point, and I always kind of saw it as, oh, you know, if I go out and I don't wear a jacket, I'm playing with fire. Like, or if I get sick, I'm playing with fire. So like I always attributed it to something. But then my cousin passed away from cancer, and that following year I had like 3 I didn't know why I was crisising so much, and like one doctor was like to me like, oh, like has anything like changed, like it, like blah blah, and I think I mentioned it in a passing comment like, oh yeah, like I'm going through this, and he's like, oh, you know, stress can be like a massive trigger as well. I was like, oh great, another thing I have to think about. Like that's annoying, but like yeah, like there's so many different things that can influence like how your body like
I feel like I have so many questions.
No,
but I think one thing I really want to do is like use this opportunity like to debunk myths. Yeah. Because I think, like you said, like things have moved on in terms of like the science and the way they deal with it in the hospitals. And similarly, I guess in their ability to treat sickle cell patients. So when I was younger, growing up, we actually, I'll tell you who it is after, but we grew up with somebody who had sickle cell. And all the stupid cousins and like the aunties and all this like ignorant African stuff. My understanding was like, this is like a life-threatening disease, and he's not going to live to see 22. That was kind of like the thing. And then you have the whole thing of like, you know, if you have sickle cell trait, you don't date someone with sickle cell trait because you don't want all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's kind of like a 2-part question. I think one question is like, do you feel like things have improved? Because obviously I now know a lot of people who have sickle cell and are well into their 30s and are living well. So like, what does that kind of life expectancy look? Sorry, I don't want to be morbid at
it's
all.
Fine.
And then also if you can touch on the whole like dating relationship aspect and how your take on that.
Yeah, so it's a tricky one because it absolutely is a life-threatening disease. Like, so people cannot see like a certain age and stuff like that. But I think where it presents differently in different people, these are the things that influence it. Like some people like have to get hip replacements, and some people, you know, you have to go and get your eyes tested like every so often because it can cause blindness. Because if you think about it, like our whole body is made up of like blood and water basically. So it's like if you have something that's flowing through and it's not operating the way it should, that could be like, it's detrimental, and it is. So in terms of awareness, I think people are a lot more aware that it's like, oh my God, it's not like, you know, don't touch her. Yeah. But it is very much like, if it's not handled the right way, it can cause like life-threatening things. Like that's why I said the thing about like in A&E now, you know, they can't leave you for a certain amount of time. And like, I actually went to, because I moved out, 2 years ago, I think now. Yeah. And so I had to go to a new hospital. Again, that was something I had to think about straight away because I was like, ew, like, I don't want to go to a new hospital because I don't know how you guys are going to treat me, because you get used to your doctors, you get used to the process. Like, to be fair, I still go to the same hospital, which is like 40 minutes away from me, but that's a story for another day. But like, there was one time I had to go to my local hospital, and I was actually quite shocked that they knew like the protocol, like there was a protocol, the fact that there was one. So I guess there is work being done and like speaking about it. That's why like sometimes I like talking about it, sometimes I don't like talking about it, but like I feel like it is like a necessary evil. Like people need to know about it, people need to be aware of it in order for change to like happen. And I think it's less change because there's no cure, less change in terms of like finding a cure. I mean, you know, fingers crossed we can pray for that, but it's more about like the perception around it. So like, to some of the myths, like we're like drug seekers, like, do you know what I mean? Like, because pain management is the only way to deal with it, like some people might be like, oh, she just wants some morphine today, and it's like, no baby, I need that. It's not want. Like, that's a big misconception. Like, or that we're lazy, or like, you know, some people like, there are times where, yeah, one day I could be fine and the next day I absolutely am not. And there is no rhyme, there's no reason. It's not, oh, you know, one thing I've had to like kind of deal with is like, I'm very much like, I have sickle cell doesn't have me. But like, so I like to go out, live my life, blah, blah, blah. And like, one thing I had to like make peace with is like, it's not if I drink too much alcohol. It's not if, oh, I go out without like a jacket, because every 5 times that I didn't do it, I didn't get a crisis, but the one time I did do it, do you know what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason. Like, anything can be a trigger, it can hit at any point. So like, that kind of not being, the idea of not being reliable, that's kind of a myth as well. And like, with relationships, my first date, I was like, hi, do you have sickle cell? Because I'm not doing that. Like, and it's crazy because last year I did a sickle cell event and we had a panel, and somebody asked a similar question, like, oh, like, so if you found someone like the love of your life, and I was like, it would never get to the love of my life, because if you've got it, we're not rolling, because having the disease, you know that that's not something you would want to pass down. Like, we've already got so much dysfunctional trauma. I don't want to actually give you a real thing that you have to now deal with. Like, I barely, like, at the age I'm at now, like, as I said, like, thinking about things like how it affects my mental, like, I haven't even deeped that really. Like, I mean, now I've like asked to get like therapy from them. No, yeah, I'm a bit of, I did it once. And then I didn't go back because she scared me, because she was like, everything is related to your sickle cell, like blah, blah, blah. She told me like, she said something that irked me, and I was like, not coming back to you. She was like, oh, the reason why, just to get deeper for a minute. So I thought I was going to therapy to talk about my cousin passing away from cancer. And she basically turned around and was like, oh, like, basically you're living a death sentence that you don't know when it's going to end, so that's why you're and I was like, whoa girl, excuse me, red card lady, that's not what I came here for. I came here for something else.
Like, warm me up is my first session,
babe. Like, take me out to dinner, like, what? But yeah, that was like my first therapy moment. But I think it kind of, even though it was a bit, the delivery, you know, whatever,
a bit wild,
but, you know, like, I did think to myself, do you know what, maybe there are things that I'm not deeping are connected to my sickle cell. So that's why, like, when it comes to like dating and stuff, I think you could most probably speak to anybody with sickle cell and they'll say, yeah, we're not, like, we wouldn't do that. I think, yeah,
because I know quite a few people who have like just even having trait and dating someone that has the trait, and they're like, this is really fun, but like no.
Because like how I said, the way it can, because it's like, it's kind of like 1 in 4. So like, obviously my older sister doesn't have anything, and me and my middle sister do. So if they had a 4th child, that 4th child could have had the trait. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's very much, you don't really want to run the risk. It's better, because me by myself, I could still pass down the trait. Like, not the disease, because obviously my partner doesn't have he doesn't have sickle cell or the trait.
Yeah.
So, but like that in itself is just like there's so many things that can happen in this world, and it's like if I can control this one part of my existence and life, I'm gonna do that.
Is it true though? Sorry, just quickly on that. Is it true that there's like some science or they're working on that they can like isolate or something? I heard something about that.
I heard that apparently, yeah. I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
But I know that I heard that they're offering like, is it IVF? It's like maybe a version of IVF to women like that have sickle cell, that if you go to them early, like with family planning, there is some. I did hear that. So that I don't know if it's true, but I did hear that.
It's giving trial and test.
Yeah,
stages.
and
Okay,
it's couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Like, let's just leave it up to Joe.
Yeah.
But like, that's all.
Okay.
Scary.
We'll pray that things continue to advance.
And the thing is, as you're getting older, like I now know like women that have sickle cell that have had kids and are successful and like have successful pregnancies and stuff, and like just as Black women in general, having babies like scary. So like when that time comes, I just hope that I'm covered.
Yeah. Amen.
I was going to say, just for clarification, there's having the disease and a trait. So if you have the trait, you won't get the disease, but you're like a carrier of it, and then you can give it.
Yeah. So there are, with the sickle cell trait, there are like health complications, because obviously like there are a lot of complications with the disease in general. So having the trait, you can still like experience like anemia and stuff like that. So you can, it's not as full blown as the disease, but it still, you still have it. So if you then mate with somebody that also has it, where you two within yourselves most probably think, like I've got the trait, it hasn't really affected me. If you then have a child, it could be me.
Yeah. I think it's it's a really good, and they need to introduce it to this country. Now, I've mentioned this before, but like having blood tests, like, just go and get yourself checked out, because I don't even know like what blood type I am.
They make it so difficult.
They make it so difficult.
It's so difficult
because I've said this before, but I'll say it again. In Turkey, before you get married, you have to get a blood test.
Really?
And if you have anything where like you could pass down, you're not allowed to get married.
Really?
Sorry, yeah. And but it's like,
I get it.
It's like you can't purposely bring someone.
You have to think about it.
You know, find a new love. There's plenty of fish in there, see?
No.
So, but and I feel like that's something that like just needs to be like a norm. Like, and I'm saying that as someone that doesn't even know like what blood type they are, but I do feel like it needs to be.
But I think
I don't even know when my red book is.
Yeah, I think especially I find with like sickle cell, I feel like because it affects minority groups, there's a lack of care.
Oh yeah,
because my mum has the trait.
Yeah.
And I've always known that. And I'm kind of like anemic, and I have like low blood pressure, all these funny things. And deep down, I think I might actually have the trait. And I went to my doctor and I was like, can I get, and they were like, oh no, you don't need to.
Yes,
and I was like, and then I remember I went one time, because I'm like a hypochondriac, so anything, I'm up in the hospital, like doing blood tests.
I need to know what's going on.
So I was doing a blood test, and then the nurse that came in, and I don't know what she said to me. She said something like, oh, like, I know people that deal with like what you're going through. So I think she was trying to imply that I had sickle cell or something.
Right.
So I was like, what did you see in the chart, girl? Like, do you want to tell me? So I'm actually going to make it a point now to go and get checked, because especially like dating and like trying to be intentional, I don't want to put myself in that situation.
A lot of people don't actually know, to be fair. And like even Aya's dad was like, oh, like, have you been checked? And he's like, oh yeah. Like, but like, so people, it's not something that everybody knows whether or not they've got it. So I think it's good to just know your blood type. Just also for like, you know, these rich people, they know everything that's going on. I don't know if you guys watch the Kardashians. It's my guilty pleasure. Do not judge me. But what's her name? The mum, Chris, went and did some whole body thing. Bro,
fucking Kardashian stands
What is that?
When I saw that, first of all, in her life, that was not expensive at all. I think it's like $3 or $4 grand. But it's like that little scan thing can tell her when, if, how she'll get anything. Right. And it's like, we need to know more about our bodies, because like, health is actually wealth. Like, it's one of those, like, you know, cliche things that people say. But for, like, once you deep, like, the stuff you can't do when you are not well, just even, like, feeling sick, it just, like, it's not fun. So it's like, the more you know about it and yourself, the better, I think.
Yeah, you got to push back on them doctors. They be trying to run the ring around you. Like, no, I want it. I want that test, bro.
You have to.
I've got a question.
Go for it.
If you know, obviously, if you don't know, it's fine. I can always go and do my own research. Anyways, mixed race people.
Yeah.
Can they, from like the black side?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's.
I feel like sometimes us mixed race people kind of get lost.
No. The thing is,
like, you're just white, but it's like no.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely a possibility because, like, obviously, my sister, she has mixed kids, and
one of them's called Amber.
Oh yeah, one of them.
Oh really?
Amber, and she's currently on Lion King on West End. So
oh
if you
girl,
guys...
she's living the life that I should live.
Oh my god, not Amber Jr.
Living it
yeah, so if you guys want to go and see her, go and check that out.
Oh god,
West End, darling, that's my niece. But like when she was pregnant, like they asked her like if she's got, because if she had the trait or the disease, she can pass it down. And then there's even like, there was a time where when I was getting into my sickle cell bag and like actually talking to other people about it, I actually came across a woman that was Greek, like fully Greek. So
and she had sickle cell.
Yeah, she had sickle cell.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I just thought it was us, you know, rounds. But like, it's very much go and do your blood work because especially now in the society we live in, like everybody is, you know, mix it, blend it. So
I do think it's mad though that they only start testing you like once you're pregnant. Yeah, like, let's check. It's like, baby, it might be too late.
Literally, it might be too late. So now, we need to talk about it.
So now I have the information. Like, great. Now I'm pregnant and traumatized.
Yes.
What do we do?
Right.
About this?
And you just have to roll with it because it's too late.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is crazy. Wow. Quick question on the blood transfusions.
Yeah.
Because I know there's always like a call for donors. I actually have the blood type that sickle cell people need.
Oh, really?
And I feel so bad. I haven't given blood in a couple of years. So
don't worry, the police are not coming for you.
No, this is like my push to go and get. Yeah, come on, give back. So what is that?
What is the blood type?
I don't even know off by heart. It's like B negative. I don't know, one of them people. I got it. So
she's like, I'm the chosen one.
I don't even have the information, but I know they be calling my phone every day. I'm actually not joking. And sorry, my question is, what does that do? Is that like a temporary fix, so what does that do?
So some people like get them like every 4 weeks. Like
really?
It's basically, it allows your blood to like rejuvenate. This, I'm so sorry for people that get it and I'm like butchering this example, but like basically I don't qualify because technically, basically it's mad. It's actually mad when you like say it out loud, but like I don't crisis enough to justify it, but then it's like I don't go to the hospital every time I do. So if they almost want like a it's getting worse, here's the blood transfusion. So there are some people that like from when they were children they crisis a lot, so then that's why they are in that cycle of getting it. But it ultimately just helps with the management of the disease, because I guess the new blood you get is better than your blood.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Somebody put it in the comments.
Can someone put in the comments if you don't know this question? So with the blood that they get, it has got the red blood cells in it, and are they circular?
Yeah. So
then you have a mix of circle.
Yeah. So I guess I think that's how it works. So that's how it helps with the blood flow situation.
Come on, doctor.
I'm a doctor. Thank you.
She got that PhD off Google real quick.
I've been listening, and I did hear another thing.
Oh, go on, give it to us.
They said that obviously it can't be cured. Well, what I did read.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Through
bone marrow.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be the next one. Yeah.
That's what I heard. Yeah. So so what does that? But it has to be from like a not just anyone. Like
It has to be. I think there was
like
something that they're again trialing. I think it's a trial situation in a different country where they replace your bone marrow because I think bone marrow.
I don't even. Is that like the production of blood?
I think it's the production of something.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't be on Beyonce's internet making things up.
No.
Like,
we say making things up.
We can't be
we
making
literally
things
lie
up.
every
Please,
week.
If you're
guys.
a scientist,
like,
can you just let us know?
can you Google it? Like,
Yeah.
or something. Let us know. Just as I said as a disclaimer, I have the disease. I did not study it. Thank you. Next.
Like, you know, when you saying, like, I find it mad, the whole like don't qualify thing, but just thinking about it, it probably is to do with like the lack of blood. Yeah, so they have to like allocate it, which is, I guess, all the advertising and PR we need to say, give blood.
Go and give blood.
Give blood.
Yeah,
and I'm saying it
blood.
to me like, give blood, baby.
And if
give
you
blood.
don't know if you should, go and just find out.
Find out
first. And
Find out. Like, because it's just. It can literally save a life.
Yeah.
Like, it can literally... And you don't need all that blood anyway, Sha.
No, literally.
No.
And they give you a little biscuit after.
There you
that's
go.
so sweet. I would be happy with a sticker. I love a good sticker.
It's quite
I gave blood today. Like, no, but it's just like, all you have to do is...
And it's also quite long. So, like, if you go and you can't give blood for whatever reason, you have to wait, like, another, like, 3 months or something.
Because if you've been out the country, if you've been ill,
like, there's a lot of parameters around it.
Yeah.
If you just start and find out whether or not you can, like, let's get into that.
Like get into a habit.
The movement.
Yeah, because if there was more, I would most probably get some.
Yeah.
Because
then
it's like
the way I love it, like, I'll get some of that blood.
No, because I just detail. I was like, that makes sense. Because the reason why I can't get it is because I'm not as bad as other people. But then if there was more blood, then
everyone would get it.
Yeah.
You get a transfusion.
Everybody gets a transfusion.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Is there anything as like a key takeaway that you want to give to the listeners in terms of like spreading awareness?
I think something that like I'm like just more personally, just like for like any people that do have sickle cell, like don't kind of be afraid to explore the mental side of it, because I think that I have massively, like as I said earlier, like I was like, I've got sickle cell, whatever. What does that mean? Like it's a physical thing. Like it's like I put it in that brainchild of mine. Like, oh yeah, I've got it. This affects my life sometimes. That's how I'm gonna cope. But like, I think there was one time I actually went for a job interview or something, and they were like, oh, what's your like, not my superpower, something like, oh, what is your strengths or something like that. And I said something, I'm bloody resilient, mate. The fact that I literally like have found a way to live with this disease is like crazy to me. But I don't deep it because it's my life.
Yeah.
But then like I think it's important as a sickler to like just be a little bit more in tune with that, because then that can allow you to, I hope this for myself and for anybody listening, that like it can help somehow with us navigating through it, and like not being afraid to go and get therapy, or also just speak to your friends. Like I realized as well, like I don't really, unless I'm in crisis, I don't really talk about it. Like I'm very much like, being in a relationship actually like has forced me to have to like verbalize how I feel, because there's someone there every day saying, how are you? I'm like, oh, today's not a good day, but I actually have to tell you, because then it's like we're not communicating in our relationship properly, because I'm like not hiding, but I'm like concealing this big part of like what makes me me,
right,
by being like, oh, I'm a soldier, I'm gonna soldier through it, and it's like, no, like, you know, be realistic about how it affects your life, and don't only ask for help when you fully need it. Let's say like you like have your like tribe, have your people, and like let them into that reality of your life. And like also for people that don't have it, just do your research. Like we've been joking about it saying Google, but for real, like Google, like find out a little bit more about it, because then that will allow you to like interact with people, because it is like just, it's a hidden disease, isn't it? Like, you can't see it on everyone. So you might be just, that's it. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Amazing.
That was so interesting.
That was so good.
It.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. But like, I really appreciate it. Like, as I said, like, the talking about it, like, I think it's just something that, like, is necessary. I'm not trying to be like a sickle cell influencer. Like, it's here. It's here. It's reality. And like, if I can talk to my friends on their amazing platform and spread a bit of awareness during the month, why not? Do you know what I mean?
Giggles along the way.
Is there any, I don't know if you know, obviously I'm not an influencer, but like anything going on this month?
This month, I think that some people are doing like runs. Like somebody from my workplace, he did like a run to support it. I was supposed to have my event, but yeah, there absolutely are like
get on your Google,
real like people that work within the community. Like A-Star, he's got his own charity. Like, he is like a rapper and he like does a lot of work. I don't know the name of his charity, but I'm sure you guys can put it in the link description below. Yeah. But like, there's like the Sickle Cell Society. That's get on that Google. TSS. Like, there are amazing charities, and like, they're usually patient led because they kind of have to be. But like, there's a lot of people out there here like proper talking on Instagram. Her Sickle Society. She's amazing. Like, she does a lot of stuff talking about like chronic illnesses and stuff like that. So get on your Google.
Get on your Google.
Yeah,
that is hashtag get on your Google.
Yeah.
Oh, I love. It's been amazing. Obviously, we are going to head to Patreon and record.
We've got big fucking news to talk about. It's so fucking exciting. If you don't know what Patreon is, it is other extension to this podcast called Dating Diaries, and it literally costs you £3 measly a month.
Measly.
Which is literally nothing. And we talk about our dating lives and everything. Like, we go into the real tea. So yeah, you can join us. The Hair is out every Monday.
Every Monday.
So that means that you get us twice a week.
Listen. And also, sorry, I did a bit of mathematics.
She's doing girl math.
I'm doing some girl math. And based on the amount of people that listen to the podcast, if all of you actually subscribe to Patreon, we will be able to give you 2 main pod episodes and the Patreon, and just like be living our best lives and give you content like every day. Like, hello, like, support black businesses.
Hashtag support black businesses. Like,
do you know what I mean? Because you'd be paying for Disney Plus to watch the Kardashians. They don't need your money.
Hashtag.
How about that? All right, love you guys.
Love you. See you next week.
Bye.